What's going on, everybody? It's me. And eBay, I'll tell you, it's been tough. Month of April, it's been really, really slow in the IT and the computer field, which has been kind of tough on me. But again, it is what it is. Every single April, it seems to be slower, and I don't know what it is. Talked to a couple of my other guys and vendors and whatnot who say that they have issues every single April, and it's just part of it. So you just got to be, cautious and mindful of it and make sure that you're not spending too much money in March to get stuck with it in April. But went to one of my vendors. He's an awesome guy. Really always kind of takes care of me, and you make sure I get product from him and his company. Basically, being the small fish in the pond, sometimes you got to take what you can get, and he had something for me, and it was strange because it's been really light, and just getting materials in to be able to sell has been the biggest challenge the last the last 3 weeks. So I went to him, and he's like, be ready for next week. There's a bunch of stuff coming in. Product levels are going up. Sales are always really high for me in the summertime. For whatever reason, I think it's just college students coming home and not knowing what to do with themselves, and they go and they build themselves a new computer, or they upgrade their kits, or whatever it is. But the gaming stuff really seems to go strong in the summer months, at least for me. Just got a ton of EK water blocks in for the 10 series and the 9 series, and I absolutely love them. They're all available on my eBay store, of course, because boop, boop, right there. Powered by Spoon. And so it's been slow. Had a hard time getting product, and one of my vendors looked at me and said, "Hey, I've got something for you. I don't know if you're going to want to sell it or try to sell it, but take a look." And he comes out, and he hands me this. It is a box full of the strangest things. But they are all the I/O shields, disk drives, driver package, SLI bridges that come with motherboards. And basically the motherboards were shot to hell. They didn't work. They were all dead. And he says to me, we usually sell I/O shields on our store for $20. Okay? And I usually do the same too when I get them in, but I never usually have them in. And it's just the stock I/O shields with the manuals and the disk drives and all that stuff. And he says to me, "Do you want to take these? You can take them. You can list them. You can do whatever you want with them. Or if you go to do a build with a board that doesn't have one, you've got them in stock." He had been hoarding these things for a while. And then whenever they had a kit that was incomplete and they wanted to build with it, they could just go grab one extra. And I said, "Man, I really need product, but at the same time, is that really what I want to get?" But no job is too small when you're the little fish in the pond. And that's just the truth of the matter. That's kind of what I am here in Columbus. There's a lot of big people who do what I do, but on a macroeconomic scale with 10 employees and 12,000 square feet warehouses. And that's just not me. That's not where I'm at yet. I think at some point I will, but until then, I'm just kind of sitting back and enjoying it. And he says to me, "Just go ahead, take them, pay me when you sell them." All right, cool. I'll take the box. Hands me the box. Go, and I put it in the truck, and he says, "Oh, by the way, I've got some more. I'm going to have the guys bring them out to you." He brought me out 6 boxes like this. Chocked full of them. So I spent a lot of yesterday listing them. I've got like 75 different motherboards out there that have the I/O shields and the little packs and the kits and whatnot. But the great thing about that is you can break those kits up too. So if it's just a bunch of stuff, like Asus boards, the high-end boards always come with a ton of extras. They have the Wi-Fi antennas that are recommended for the boards, the lift kits for the actual plugins, the 6 pins and the 9-pin plugins, and just all those other little things. And then breaking them up by manufacturer, MSI bridges for SLI. You've got the door hangers. SATA cables. I have SATA cables coming out of my ears, so I'll just put these into a bundle of like 10 of them and sell them just as a lot. And people buy them because they're the 6 megabit or the 6 gigabit per second SATA cables, which is always, you know, better to have the best tech out. The shields. People love these things too. They just love them. Especially when you're doing custom builds, because you want to have all the details on it. And a lot of people, when they do their water blocks and their closed loops, they'll want to have different logos on the blocks because they're so simple and they're so basic looking. So slapping like another logo on there, it makes it look more unique. But again, they're moving already. Posted them yesterday. I got 57 of them up. I still have 2 more of those boxes to do. So let's do it. Let's take a look. Let's go to the eBay store. There's me. And just take a look at it. So 177 items. And there are just an absolute ton of these setups with the I/O shields. Let's get down here. Here we go. But, I mean, the one thing that's awful is that you'll sit there and you'll buy a board off of eBay. And they'll ship it to you. There's no I/O shield. The I/O shield is just something that when you don't have it, it makes the machine look incomplete. So I have these all up here for $19.99 and best offer. If somebody hits me up and says, I'll give $14 for it. Okay, sweet. If somebody hits me up and says, I'll give you $7 for it. Okay, that's a little low, but at the same time, let's move it. Let's pack it and stack it and ship it all over the world. Some of the ones that didn't have I/O shields, like all these, just the discs. It's the driver discs with the programs and the apps for the motherboard. People will buy these and they don't have them. And it's especially tough with like an internet driver, because if you only have one machine in your house and you go to build it and there's no internet driver, without having, you know, driver discs, it makes it a pain in the butt. So I keep these and just, you know, throw them up there and, you know, $5. If I make $1 and it saves some guy 2 hours of headache, you know, why not? But if you look at my store, I have just a ton of these listed. Just an absolute ton. All the EK water blocks, the Titan X nickel plexi, the EK Titan X nickel plexi NVIDIA, EKFC 1080 GTX nickel, EKFC GTX nickel. This one's damaged. It actually has a crack in the plexi. It doesn't leak, but it still has that crack, so I just can't like sell it as new. It says damaged and explains that it's cracked. Somebody's already looking at it though. So even a damaged water block, which those water blocks, I'll tell you this right now, they sell brand new for $130. I've got them here for $90, and then the one that's cracked for $50. I ran liquid through it. It didn't leak, but it's cracked. I can't sell it as you know, a good used item if it's cracked. I just can't morally do that. I know a lot of people do on eBay, and that's why they're crappy. Oh, yeah, but the ASRoCs, the Asus, I just have a ton of them. So if you're missing one, for sure hit me up because I've got a bunch. If you are a person that communicates with me all the time, please don't message me and say, dude, you have this I/O. It's on the eBay store. Okay, it's on the eBay store. Just take a look at it. So, yeah, there's just a lot of opportunity here. And no job is too small. I was hoping to get 50 desktops and 50 laptops this weekend. That didn't happen. My one vendor decided he didn't want to sell because his inventory was low. The laptops were just awful. They were like first gen Intels and Core 2 Duos and AMD laptops, and I just don't want to do those. I mean, I would, but testing laptops is the toughest thing because everything is so proprietary. All the plugins, all of the batteries, RAM is always different. I know eventually I'll have to get into laptops, but for now I'm sticking just to the hardware components of PC towers. That's just the way I like to do it. That's the way I'm probably going to do it for at least another like 4 or 5 years. As the little fish, though, in the pond, too, you have to be mindful that not everybody is going to be willing to sell you the stuff so that way you can go and make money with it. You know, a vendor's not going to sell me a bunch of Alienware laptops for $125 to turn around and sell them for $5. they're not that stupid. They want to turn around and sell those big profit margin items, and they're going to. And you're just not going to get those when you're the little fish. But as a little fish, hey, I'm just going to keep doing it. So, actually, let's see how many of those sold today. I haven't even looked. Remember, I just posted all those IO shields last night. 57 different kits in a day. I think it was a total of 84 items, but it was 57 different SKUs. So, let's see here. Awaiting shipment. Shut up. PCI slot covers, I always sell those. Asus Z97 Pro backplate, IO shield, disc, and manual. That's the way I list them all. The only thing that varies is the motherboard make and model. Asus 2T2R dual band Wi-Fi moving antenna. ASRock Fatality 990FX killer backplate, IO shield, driver disc, manual. Wow, those are moving. Sweet. Wow, I had a good day of sales. Nice. That's a good day. 7. Awesome. Awesome sauce. And by the way, 100% feedback, 958. I'm really looking forward to getting to 1,000. It's coming up soon. It's coming up quick. And I got one neutral feedback because the guy said I wasn't knowledgeable. Really? So this is my smart-ass comment to that one. Was, don't know why you would say that, but oh well. You misspelled knowledgeable. I had sold this guy a power supply. It was a Dell Precision Workstation 380, 390, T3400 power supply. It showed up to his place, and he said that the wires didn't match. Okay. Then you ordered the wrong power supply. So I said, oh, not a big deal. I said, do you need SATA ports or do you need Molex? And he responded, I don't know what that is. And I said, you know what, just go ahead and send it back. Basically, he probably had too many Molex connections and he had newer SATA drives. So there wasn't enough SATA ports on it. If he would have known about computers, he could have said that and I would have just sent him some Molex adapters because I have, you know, those coming out of my freaking ears right now. But, of course, who knows? But, yeah, don't know why you would say that. But, oh, yeah, you misspelled knowledgeable. Knowledgeable. What's funny is, too, they own a jewelry store. I remember him saying that. And I think if I owned a jewelry store, I wouldn't misspell knowledgeable. Just saying. But, yeah, things are going well. The computer company is still continuing to grow. Just really looking forward to the summer, really looking forward to getting out of school for the year and running amok and building PCs and shipping them all over the world. And if anyone has any questions for me about PCs or techs or selling on eBay or anything like that, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. But just keep figuring it out and, you know, don't try to ever consider a job to be too small. It's not the way to live life, especially, you know, being somebody who doesn't want to spend a ton of money up front, but get product in and be able to move it. And to have 6 boxes of these, I went over the figures, and if they were all complete, I could still make about $2,200-$2,300 at selling them for 20 bucks a piece. So it's going to take some time to move them, but it adds depth to your inventory. And there's certain items on my eBay store that I know just aren't going to sell that well, and they're going to take a long time. But when somebody opens up your store and they see all of your items and that you have a lot, it shows them that you have depth of knowledge, that you have depth of product, and that your product is always going to be changing. Currently, I have 177 items on my store. You know, and eBay makes it really simple to save sellers. I've got 104 followers right now, so got to get that number up, but we'll get there eventually. But, yeah, keep selling them, keep packing them and stacking them. But, I mean, all of those IO shields and manuals, I have an IO shields and back plates. Okay. There's a few in there. But I'm going to close out that category because I made a category that says, where did it go? Where did it go? Manuals and IO shields. I have 43 items. And here they all are. They're all the same price. They all match up. But now when the businesses, the family-owned computer shops, that they get a kit in and they need a motherboard for it, they'll have me saved as a seller. They can go through here. They can search by manufacturer. They can search by chipset. Or just type in the motherboard name and it'll come right up. So doing it big, doing it strong. Actually, let's do that. Let's go ASRock Z170. Yeah, and boom, there they all are. Man, eBay makes it simple. So simple. But yeah, like I said, any questions that you have, comments, concerns, feel free, let me know. Yeah, follow me on eBay. And then Powered by Spoon Gaming Community of Ohio, that's my boys, on Facebook and on Twitter at Powered by Spoon. So stay out of trouble. Keep packing them and stacking them. Try to figure it out. And I'll keep doing the same. Oh yeah, one other thing.